Ms. Horton, you want to plead guilty to the violation that you tampered with your scram?
Yes, ma'am, but can I also say that I had talked, that she
Raise your
called
right
me?
hand first. Raise your right hand first. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Well, wait a minute, because I need to first make you aware of your rights. So you do not have to say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to proceed to a hearing on the violation and have the prosecution prove the violation beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is anyone threatening you to get you to give up your right to have a contested hearing on the violation?
No, ma'am.
Any promises being made to you if you give up your rights today and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Or after the violation that there was a confirmed tamper with your GPS back on March 10th, 2025, how do you plead?
I plead guilty. The lady from Scram called me and she asked me, she said, Miss Horton, are you checking your products? And I said, I hadn't because I'm at my aunt's house. I'm cleaning right now. So we discovered the new Dawn Oxy, the dark has alcohol products. Miss Simmons, Judge Simmons, I learned my lesson the last time when I was on Scrams. I am not drinking. So my product had alcohol in it that day. And with that being said, I no longer had any more problems with it because I bought gloves for the bathroom and gloves for the kitchen, the big, thick yellow ones that I can clean with. And I haven't had any scram problems since then because I'm not drinking. But I do admit to that because of the product tested.
Confirmed tamper allegations that there were 8 hours of more with a deviation.
I don't know. I've told you I've been cleaning. So products. That's why she called me and asked me.
Actually, this says the total duration of the confirmed tampering yours was 17 hours and 20 minutes.
I don't even understand that, so I don't know what you mean.
Well, I'm not able to accept her plea. We'll set it for hearing. We'll have the JSG come in for testimony on that. And they'll explain whether or not they'll explain, or your attorney can find out what cleaning product you were using and let the prosecution know so that JSG can give a testimony as to whether or not your cleaning solution would cause your GPS tether to go off for 17 hours. We'll set it for final pretrial and contempt hearing.
April 14th at 8 a.m.
April 14th at 8 a.m. in person at the court.
Yeah.
Yes,
May GSG appear via Zoom?
absolutely.
I'm sorry, from the jury trial.
The jury trial date,
We April 21st at 8.
April 21st at 8 a.m. for jury trial. Any additional matters for the record?
Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I address bonds?
You may.
The court has been in custody since, I believe, March 20th. We are requesting that the bond be reinstated and should be released. This have some health issues that she's dealing with, as well as some personal matters. including
Doesn't follow court orders. So bond is revoked pending a contempt hearing. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set for today.
Can you tell me what's going on with me?
We'll see you on the 14th, ma'am.
Will I be able to leave and get my things out of the apartment?
Your bond is revoked pending a contempt hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Haley Fortuna Gill on behalf of the people practicing pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Gomez.
To make a motion to practice under that.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to practice under Michigan Court Rule 8.120.
Motion is granted. Today is the date scheduled for a hearing on a probation violation. Are we having a hearing?
No, Your Honor, this will be the
Dr. Mr. Gomez, you want to plead guilty to the violation?
Yes, unfortunately.
me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. Gomez, you have the right to have a contested hearing and have the prosecution and the probation department put forth evidence to establish your guilt as to the alleged violations. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the violation that you failed to report to probation back on February 12th, 2025. How do you plead?
Your Honor, Mr. Hannah said he dropped
You dropped what?
that violation.
He said it to who?
Well, Your Honor, on the report I received, he did write kind of report in February dismissed violation number 3.
He reported on December 12th, I mean, on February 12th, because I signed this on the 13th or the 19th. When did he report?
I'm not sure. Your Honor.
It was the next day.
The next day of what?
After the schedule one.
Why didn't you report on the schedule?
I just missed it in my calendar. I called him to say later that same day, he said, just come in tomorrow. You just
Oh.
call me tomorrow.
As to the violation that you tested positive for alcohol with the ETG 3,168 nanogram per milliliter at reality counseling on January 23rd, 2025. How do you plead?
Well, that was my first test, Your Honor, and I didn't realize you had to bring in any,
I said, how did you
Case-
plead? I said, how did you plead?
sure,
Guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
And then as to the violation that you failed to appear for testing at reality counseling on February 1st, 2025. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Factual basis.
Mr. Gomez, is it true that you were sentenced to a term of probation that was for January of this year?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
And was one of the terms of that probation that you were not to consume any alcohol?
Yes.
Is it true that you violated that term and tested positive for alcohol on January?
Yes, I did, but there was standard research that I had taken a over-the-counter medication, cold remedy medication, and I didn't realize you had to bring in every time you test, if you take prescriptions or any kind of medication to the testing. That's why because I'm not drinking.
Were you also required to attend regular substance testing?
Yes,
Is it true that you failed to appear at the allotted time testing on January?
yes, I was 1 minute late and they went there. Somebody come in.
It's an excuse for everything.
I don't know.
And absolutely everything.
I know, well, I just started.
If you
Your
think
Honor.
that I believe that you tested with 3,168 nanogram per milliliter because you had some cough syrup.
NyQuil.
I've heard that one before.
I know,
Did you drink the whole bottle of NyQuil?
no, just two of the things. Two of the things.
You are finished with your factual basis?
I believe so, Your Honor. Yes.
I'll accept your plea if I have pleaded made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently, although I find that you have a multitude of excuses, which I don't have time for. You are way too old for me to have to deal with an excuse for every violation that came before me. Shouldn't have had any violations.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is a matter that was pled down to avoid you getting a super drunk. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you think that I think that you took the recommended dose of NyQuil and that puts you above or made you test a 3,125 nano or 68 nanogram per milliliter, then you must think that you're smarter than I am. I've had every excuse in the book, from taking NyQuil or using a very rigid regimen of hand sanitizer. What did we hear today? Someone was cleaning products. We've heard all kinds of things. It's all been tested. And I can assure you, those do not hold weight here. Not only has it been tested, I had a bench mate take her vacation and go and test every day using all the excuses that come before us, including the use of NyQuil. It's not gonna fly here, okay? If you would like to serve the full amount of your jail time, just let me know now. Because if you come in here with one more random ridiculous excuse, that's what you're getting. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Make allocution.
Your Honor, I think certainly Mr. Gomez had correctly started his probation. I think all these violations are within the first month after his sentence or close to that. But I'm hearing that in recent, rather since this report was issued in the middle of February, he has been doing much better. Like Mr. Hanna is satisfied with this recent attendance and performance. And so I think he is going to do well going forward on probation.
He's only had 1 month since then, so I'm not particularly impressed that he went 30 days after receiving essentially 3 violations. I recognize one was dismissed because he later reported. He did not report on the date that he was scheduled to report. And then the positive test, and then failing to appear on the next test, that's not gonna fly. He's gonna get a scram tether for 90 days. You can go in and check in with Mr. Hanna, and then you go get your tether. Do you have any questions for the court?
No, Your
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
We're all set, thank you. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Christina Sams, 19-04826, and then 24-02628. Let's see, Ms. Sams, this is a show cause on both of these matters because you owe $125 on the assault battery file 24-062628, and then on the retail fraud, you owe $644.87. When I saw you on February 28th, you said that you would pay $250 by 4 p.m. that day, and that you would pay $20 per month on the 28th of each month. And you are not compliant with that payment arrangement. What's your plan?
To get on a monthly payment plan, to get on a payment plan with the courts.
You're already on a payment plan. You were supposed to pay $250.
How to get the
on-
paperwork? Well, yeah, I didn't follow through with it. I did it.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear you.
I said I didn't follow through with it. I didn't, like you said, I didn't drop the payment for the $250.
Okay. You did not make the $250 at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay, when are you gonna make a payment?
Let's set it up for next week, Friday, this coming Friday.
How much?
I don't know, whatever the minimum that they'll let me put down to start the payment.
Are you employed?
No, I'm not.
Okay, why are you not employed?
I'm currently looking for employment. I just got out of jail not too long ago. I was incarcerated for 8 weeks through your courtroom. Well, not through you, in county, but yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah, I think-
employed.
I recognize you probably were in custody, so you got out of custody when?
Yeah, back in December or something like that. And it's been really hard considering that I got a felony in my background now. Like I'm getting out with this. I never had a felony before. They not too cool with just, I don't know. It's really not no excuse, man. Whatever you want to put me on a payment plan, I can pay.
That's what
It's
I'm
not-
trying
it's
to do. If you're looking for employment, do you have any interviews lined up at this time?
No,
Where have you applied?
through the temp agencies like Fast Ready and the People Ready or something like that. It was called Carnell Staffing and was staffing through the temp agencies.
Okay, I'm gonna set this for a show cause hearing 30 days out. You're gonna bring me proof of your applications for 10 jobs, okay?
Yeah, and then you still require, you still requiring me to pay this
I'm resetting
after I
this
pay you that
because
or no?
you don't have the ability to pay, it sounds like. So I
Correct,
am
correct.
resetting this for another show cause date so that you can show me that you're making efforts to get a job.
Okay.
May 6th at 9:15.
May 6th at 9:15.
Okay.
You're all set for today.